topic, the age of speculations. What is the meaning for the speculations? That is that age, it's going from one age to another. That is what is the age of speculations. The only species on earth is that able to understand is the human beings, as well as they have the capacity to explain about the world and universe. What's the meaning of this, children? The important species on earth, முக்கியமான ஒரு species of earth, they have a understanding capacity. அவங்களுக்கு மட்டும்தான் அந்த ஸ்பீஷியஸ்லேயே அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்டிங் கெப்பாசிட்டி இருக்குது. அது மட்டும் இல்லாமல் they can able to explain வேர்ல்டுனா என்ன, யூனிவர்ஸ்னா என்ன அப்படிங்கிறது எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணக்கூடிய கெப்பாசிட்டி only the human have. During the evolution of history, then the people began to knowledgeables. They slowly become very knowledgeables, and after that what they have, they turn conscious and began to think. When they become, these people are the only people to understand, and understanding capacity that leads to they become knowledgeable, and after they become knowledgeable, they started to begin to think. They started thinking and started asking questions about many things, about the living organism. They ask questions about living organism and the world around them. So, only species on earth that have the capacity of understanding, and as well as they can able to explain what is the world universe, and then they become knowledgeable. Once they understand, they become knowledgeable. First they become understanding capacity, understanding, then that leads to knowledge, leads to knowledge, and when they got knowledge, they began to think. When they got knowledge, they began to think, ask questions. They ask questions about living organism and world around them. So, this first they started asking questions. First they worship nature as a god. They worshipped nature as God. Then slowly they started worshipping moon, sun and other natural forces. First they become understanding. The only species on earth is human. They have an understanding capacity. When they become understanding, they come to know about, they have become knowledgeable person, and because of this knowledge, the people began to think. They started thinking and ask questions about the living organism and the world around them. First they worship nature as God. Then slowly they worship moon, sun and other natural forces as God, but some of them were not scientific. Then we will see about the scientific foundation of geology, biology and archaeology. Scientific foundations. Once they become knowledgeable and they started doing the scientific researches. This scientific foundation of geology, biology and archaeology, we are going to see about the beginning of history writing. The beginning of history writing was because of the ancient Greeks. These people are responsible for the history writing, and among them Herodotus. He was considered as the father of history because the history he wrote was humanistic and rationalistic. What is humanistic? மனித நேயத்தோடையும் அதே rationalist பகுத்தறிவோடு இருந்தது இவர் எழுதின ஹீரோடாட்டஸ் எழுதின history. So this helps the people to know about the history very easily. So who was the first people to introduce the history writing? Ancient Greeks. And Herodotus, he was called as the father of history. He was called as a father of history because the history he wrote was humanistic and rationalistic. That is easier இருந்தது மக்களுக்கு அது புரியறதுக்கு because அது பகுத்தறிவோடும் மனித நேயத்தோட இருந்தனால it's very easy for the people to understand. And through this evidences, and but because in the middle age people only thought about the religions, and only during the 15th and 16th century the real scientific evidences that inquiry started. The scientific inquiry started during the 15th scientific inquiry. Scientific inquiry started in the period of 15th and 16th century. Children, again I tell you, the scientific foundation of geology, biology and archaeology, that is that ancient history, that history writing was started by the ancient Greeks. Among them, Herodotus was considered as a father of the history, and because history he wrote was humanistic and rationalistic. And in the middle age, people only think about they preconceived with the only religion. This age they think only about the religion, but the real scientific inquiry was started in the period of 15th and 16th century. Through the scientific inquiries, the people and their observations, through this scientific inquiry and observations, the scholars believed that the evidence of earth origin and organism that lay on the upper layer of the crust. So because through this evidences, the scholars believe that evidence of the earth origin and the organism lay in the upper layer of the crust. So this is about the scientific foundation, geology, biology and archaeology. Once again I tell you, the history writing in that started by the ancient Greeks, and Herodotus was considered as a father of history, and he wrote the history in humanistic and rationalistic manner, thus made the people easy to understand. Through this, scholars believe that evidence of the earth origin and organism were up in the upper layer of the earth crust. And the next is the rise of scientific enquiry of the origin of human become possible because of the following reason. The rise of scientific enquiry. So, the scientific enquiry about the human origin was possible only because of the following reason. The first one is the interest in collection of archaeological remains, and opening of museums after Renaissance, after the Renaissance movement. Next, the development of idea of stratigraphy and geology. Third point is the Darwin's theory of biological evolution. And fourth one is the discovery of human and animal fossils. Stone tools, artifacts of early civilization. And the fifth point is the ability to decipher the early script. So, the rise of scientific enquiries of the origin of human is possible. How the human have started coming into earth, the scientific enquiry is possible, children, only because of the following reason. First is the interest in collection of archaeological remains. The interest to collect the archaeology, old things by archaeological movements, and opening of the museum after the Renaissance movement. This is the first reason why the scientific enquiry is possible. And then next is the development of idea of stratigraphy. I will explain you what is stratigraphy after this, children. Stratigraphy and geology. Then next the Darwin theory. He wrote a theory, biological evolution. Through also it is possible to know about the scientific enquiry of human beings. And the next one is the discovery of human and animal fossils. Animal fossils, that is what is fossils, the remainings of the decayed remainings of the animals and humans, because of that discovery, and stone tools and artifacts of the early civilizations. Artifacts, the things left by the old people, our ancestors, that of early civilization, and because of the ability, they have the capacity to understand, decipher. What is this, children? Decipher is nothing but understand the early script. What the script they wrote, they can able to read, understand. These, because of these reason, there is the rise of scientific inquiry of the origin of humans. Then we will go to the next one. I told you what is about stratigraphy, that I will tell you now. Stratigraphy. What is stratigraphy? It's nothing but the study of origin, nature and relationship of rocks and soil layer, that is formed due to nature and cultural activities. So, we learn the scientific origin of human beings through many things. One is stratigraphy. That stratigraphy means the study of origin, nature and relationship of the rocks and soil layer. இதோட relationship ஐயும் அதோட nature, rock, soil ஓட origin எங்க, nature, அதோட relationship படிக்கிறது தான், that is known as the stratigraphy. Then next is the oldest museums. One oldest museum is the Capitoline in Italy. So this is the oldest museum, that is Capitoline in Italy. And next is Ashmolean. This is in Oxford University. Is the oldest university museum in the world, and it was established during the year 1677 CE, that is Common Era. So then we'll see about the once again I'll see about what is stratigraphy, the study of origin, nature and relationship of rocks and soil. And oldest museum, that Capitoline in Italy is the oldest museum, and Ashmolean in the Oxford University is the oldest university museum in the world, and it is established during the 1677 CE. Then, because of the theory of Spencer and Darwin's theory of Spencer and Darwin's, we can come to know about the scientific understanding of the human origin. So, they have written theories. What are the theories? That is the evolution of biological, then natural selection and survival of fittest. These are the theories written by these people, Spencer and Darwin. Come to know about the scientific origin of the human being. First we will see about the natural selection. What is that? Natural selection. The natural selection is nothing but the process by which the organisms are better adapted to the environment. This is nothing but the process by which organism better adapted to the environment would survive and produce more offsprings. This is what a natural selection. Through this process or theory, we can understand the scientific origin of human. But what is a natural selection, children? This is a process by better adaptation. Organism, they adapt to the environment and would survive, can produce more offsprings. Offspring na it's அதோட சன்னதிகள் அதை அப்படியே ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ணி சர்வைவ் ஆகி அதுலேருந்து அதோட சன்னதியை ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ணுறது தான் நேச்சுரல் செலெக்ஷன். த்ரூ திஸ் மெத்தட் we can learn the scientific origin. And next method, the survival of the fittest. Survival of the fittest. In this, most leave their copies by itself and produce their offsprings. In this method, they leave their own copies, தன்னோட own copies leave பண்ணி அது மூலமா they produce their சன்னதிகள், that offsprings. This is about the survival of the fittest. Then next one is the fossil. What is that fossil? Prehistoric plants and animals. Prehistoric plants and animals become stone over a period of time by the process, by the chemical and physical process. So fossil means nothing but the decayed plants of the prehistoric plants and animals, and they will become stone after a period. Over a period means it's millions of years, not a 1 or 2 days, millions of years, children. So millions of years they decay and become stone because of the process of the chemical and physical features. So this is the how we learn about the scientific origin of the human being by the natural theory of the Spencer and Darwin. These three theories, natural selection, survival of the fittest and evolution of biology, we come to know the scientific origin. What is natural selection? This is the process by which organism better adapted to the environment and by that surviving produce their offsprings. I already told you what is offspring, it's their sannadhigal. Next one is about the survival of the fittest. The most leaves their own copies, sanoda copies it leaves and then it produce their offsprings. That is what the survival of the fittest. Then fossil. Fossil is the prehistoric plants and animals. They become stone over a millions of years by the chemical and physical processes. Then the 3-age system. This is created by C.J. Thomson. He only created this 3-age system, C.J. Thomson, and through this we can able to understand the early human history. So, the theory, the 3-age system wrote by C.J. Thomson makes us to understand the early human history. He classified these into 3 ages. One is classified this theory into 3. One is the Stone Age. Next one is the Bronze Age. Third one is the Iron Age. So, through these 3 ages, we come to know about the evolution of human being and their history. What is the Stone Age, children? Stone Age, it's a period when stone are mainly used to produce implements. What is the meaning for implements? It's nothing but tools. Implement is tools. So, Stone Age period, what they use stone as a main instruments, through that they may produce many tools. This is what a Stone Age period. And the next one is the Bronze Age. In this period, when bronze was used. Bronze was used to produce implements. They used this period, bronze was used to implement tools. So, then third one is the Iron Age. This period, iron was smelted and they produced tools. So, this was the 3-age systems introduced by C.J. Thomson. According to that, we can able to understand the early human history. One is Stone Age, Bronze Age, Iron Age. First age, they used stone as the main implements to create the tools. Next, bronze, then they used iron. Then who we are, children? What is the name of our species? We are Homo sapiens. We are called as the Homo sapiens. So, then we are going to see about the human evolution and next we got to see about the evolutions and how they spread around the world. spread around the world, otherwise migration. How they migrate from one place to another. First, see gorilla, orangutan and human are collectively called as the great apes. The chimpanzee, first we are going to see about how human evolve, how we come step by step and how we migrate from one place to another. So, chimpanzee, gorilla, orangutan and human, we human all together collectively called as the great apes, and we are the genetic of chimpanzee. We come from chimpanzee. So, we are genetic of chimpanzee, close relation of the chimpanzee. We come from the chimpanzee. So, that is how the human evaluate. And next is the ancestors, our munnodigal, the ancestors to humans. Humans were called hominins. So, our ancestors of human are called hominins. Where they were appeared? They appeared in Africa. First they appeared in Africa and slowly they spread to the other parts of the world. First they only appear in Africa. So, when these people emerged during the 7 to 5 million years ago, these hominins, they were emerged, and the skeleton of Australopithecus, these are apes, or the only early species of these tribe, and they found in Africa. So, first our ancestors to humans are called hominins. Where these hominins appeared in Africa. They were emerged, when they appeared 7 to 5 million years ago. The skeleton of this hominins tribe were found in Africa. Then we will see about the next one, Rift Valley. The Great Rift Valley. This Great Rift Valley is a valley and it consists many sites of prehistoric period. So, this consists, the Great Rift Valley is a valley, it consists of many sites of prehistoric period, that is a evidence of this prehistoric. Where this Great Rift Valley is ran to 6,400 kilometer from northern parts of Syria, and Central Mozambique in East Africa. So these sites, children, even we can see from the space also. This Great Rift Valley we can see from the space also, and this is the evidence of the prehistoric sites period, because it consists of many sites of prehistoric period. Then our human ancestors. Or divided into two: hominid, and another one is the hominins. Human ancestors are divided into two: hominid and hominins. What are the hominids? They refers to modern and extent of great apes, including humans. They are called as the hominids. They refers to modern people and also the extent of great apes, chimpanzee, gorilla, including human. These peoples together called as hominid. Who are the hominins? Hominins refers to human ancestors and their sister species Okay, sister species, that is Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens. So the human ancestors are divided into two: hominid and hominins. Hominid is the modern and extent of great apes, including human beings, and hominins refers to the human ancestors and their sister species, that is Homo sapiens. This Homo sapiens, when they came into existence, they came into earth during that is 3 lakhs years ago, and then appeared in Africa and slowly spread to the other parts of the world during the 60,000 years ago. And these are the only people, living species of the that tribes. They can able to stand. Erect means they can able to stand, walk. Then they have a brain to think. They made tools, and even they can communicate. These are the only living species of the earth. They can erect, stand, walk, and they have a brain, and they can make tools and communicate. This is about our human ancestor. I hope you have understood the topic, children, and please go through it, revise it well. Thank you, children.